Hi, welcome back to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. We are making a really fabulous fall dessert for you today. I'm going to teach you how to make pumpkin spice donut holes. Really, when they come out, they're more like a beignet, but call them whichever you choose. Donut hole, beignet, what works for you. These are going to be gluten-free, dairy-free, so lots of substitutions for me because I'm gluten-free and dairy-free, but really great treat, super fun for kids. You'll want to eat it right out of the pot. So let's get started. So we're going to start this recipe by putting all of our dry ingredients into a large bowl. To start, I'm going to start off with our gluten-free flour. So this is a combination flour. It's got some rice flour in it, a little bit of tapioca and xanthan gum for, some lift. Next, we're gonna add our sugar, just 1/4 cup regular sugar. You can sub this out for coconut sugar if you prefer. Sugar in the raw, any sugar will work. I wouldn't substitute it for like a maple syrup or anything like that, because the dough will be too sticky. We have some baking soda, salt, cinnamon, again, one of those great fall flavors, and then ginger. So let's just mix up our dry ingredients so they're really well incorporated. Looking good. Now the fun stuff. We are gonna add our wet ingredients right on top. We don't need to make it into an extra bowl. This is a pretty thick batter, and we are gonna treat it really nicely, but we wanna save ourselves some dishes. We're gonna just pour all of our wet ingredients right into the bowl. So to start, I have a flax egg. So this is just like an egg replacement. It would be replacing 2 eggs. You can also use banana if you don't want to use a flax egg. I have a 1/2 cup of, this is pea protein milk. You can use any milk substitute you would like. A 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. And then 1 tablespoon of Amoretti's pumpkin spice compound. And the pumpkin spice compound, it doesn't contain pumpkin, but it has all of those spicy fall flavors that we look for. So we've been really highlighting this fall, obviously, because we want to bring out that cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, all of those great warm flavors that we think of. So this is 1 tablespoon. It also gives you like some sweetness with the compound. You're going to get some sweetness and then a really great color. And then we're just gonna mix this up, and we wanna be a little gentle with our batter. But if you want to do this in like a KitchenAid, a mixer, go ahead. Just don't like turn it on and then walk away for 5 minutes, because you're just gonna have a big clump on your hands. Now, typically, if you're just making this batch on your own at home, you can mix your wet and dry ingredients without the compound. You can weigh them on a scale and then do the math, and you'll know how much of the compound to use. And really it's based off of your taste profile, what you're going for, because the usage would be 1 to 3% of your batter's weight. And then you would just choose to make it 3% if you really want to get those flavors moving forward, and 1% if you would like it to be less. So our batter is pretty well mixed. It's a really thick batter, which is good. This is what we're looking for. It's gonna be helpful to keep the shape of our donut hole or our beignet when we drop them in. So you don't want anything like too liquidy. If it is too liquidy, you could add, another tablespoon of your flour or your flour replacer. So now we're gonna take our batter and we're going to put it into our oil. You can warm up any oil that has like a high smoke point. I'm using canola oil because that's in alignment with my diet. And you're gonna need it to be at frying range. So that's gonna be anywhere from like 350, 375, 380 is gonna be okay for you. Now, when you drop your beignets in, temperature is going to vary. So just keep an eye on it. You can move your dial around to bring down the heat a little bit if you need to. So let's get started. We're gonna start with a small little scoop and then just dump them right in close to the oil. You'll know your oil is ready if a few little spots start to bubble up right when you put something in. And just don't overcrowd the pot. Everybody needs enough space to swim, so maybe 3 or 4, and you want them to pop back up to the top. That means your oil is not too cold. It is ready for you. So I did 4 in there. They're gonna go for 2 minutes, and then I'm just gonna kind of move them around. And you can see here, they're getting like a nice golden brown. They're gonna get a little darker than that, obviously, because they're gonna be in there for, 2 minutes. These are like little baby beignets. So obviously it's helpful if you have one of these great kind of frying utensils that can pull them out. It's like a little basket and you have a lot of space between you and the fryer. If you don't, you can use a serrated spoon. Again, something that's longer, gonna keep you a little bit away from the oil, and that you can move the product around in there. Let's see. Looking good. And we really have to hit that like 2-minute point. Even if they're getting a little dark on the outside, that's okay. We are doing this beignet style, so we're covering them with powdered sugar. That will give it that really beautiful dusting at the end. But we need the beignet to be, or donut hole, to be cooked. So it really needs that full 2 minutes. So don't worry too much about that golden outside appearance. Let's just see, I think we might be nearing our 2-minute mark. Great. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these out, and we're gonna let them dry on a paper towel and just kind of get some of that excess oil off. Ooh, careful. And it smells really good. It really smells like fall, and I'm just gonna continue to do this. I'm gonna finish up the batch. Sometimes they sink down to the bottom. Now you can also, if you don't wanna fry in oil, you can fry these in the air fryer. I gave that a go. I gave that a try in the test kitchen. This recipe actually took us quite a few attempts in the test kitchen because it's vegan and gluten-free donuts. Sometimes you just have to play with the batter ratios to get that great consistency. So if it's not working exactly for you the first time based off of your flavor profile that you're looking for, keep trying, adjust, the flours a little bit here and there, or your binder, so your egg or your banana. But you can do it in the air fryer. If you are gonna do it in the air fryer, you would do 350 for 8 minutes. It's not as good as in the oil, I will tell you that. I'll be honest, but it's still tasty. You can really smell the smells when it comes out of the air fryer, but it's just really good fried in oil. Something about that. So now we've had a chance to let our donut holes sit on the paper towel for just a minute to get some of the excess grease off. We're gonna just plate them up here. If you want to, you can have a nice little plating, and then we're gonna just dust these with powdered sugar like the traditional beignet way. You can also roll these in like a regular fine sugar and some cinnamon. If you'd like more of like almost like a malasada, or really that like sugar coated donut vibe, you can do that. I just think these taste like beignets, they look like beignets. Let's just go the traditional powdered sugar way. And there you go. That is your pumpkin spice, vegan, gluten-free donut holes. Thanks again for coming and watching this recipe with us. It was really fun. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. You can also click the bell, make sure you get notifications every new video that we post, because we are posting so many fun fall recipes. And follow us on our social media channels at Amoretti on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Thanks, bye.